This is Miss Lizzie, and I want to welcome you to the Queen Lizzie podcast. Together, we will go through the history of Rosewood, Florida, and watch as the once prosperous town rises out of the bloodshed, fire, and ash to reveal the people, the memory, and the legacy of Rosewood. Watch every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, or listen to our story on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Hello, everybody. I am Lizzie Robinson Jenkins, representing not only the Rosewood Foundation, but the personal testimonies and history of cherished friends and family. You are now watching the Queen Lizzie podcast. Today, we're talking with Tracy Maxwell and Selah Bishop. Good afternoon, my friends.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to the Queen Lizzie podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Mother. Yes, thank you for having us.
Oh, you are welcome. And as I said, it is an honor. And I am very, very excited to have met Tracy 20 plus years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
We lost contact with each other. When we met in Camp Blanding, we were at a workshop. In fact, Tracy, don't know if you remember, and I know you do remember, you called me and invited me to be one of your participants on a panel there.
I sure did.
Yes, and you, was that a school at the time?
It was, and it's still around.
Okay.
It's at-risk high school for troubled teens for the state of Florida.
Yes.
And I thought, what better way to learn about history than to have somebody who's walking history come and teach the kids.
Yes.
Because a lot of the kids at Florida Youth Challenge Academy are troubled teens who have gotten behind in education.
Yes.
And you are an educator.
Uh-huh.
You're a leader.
Uh-huh.
You are history.
Yes.
And so it was just great. It's so wonderful to reconnect with you after having that separation for so many years.
Absolutely. And when you called me, you said, this is Tracy Maxwell. I said, hi, Tracy Maxwell.
Yes.
I blew his mind. He was not expecting me to remember him. Where have you been? The email I had at the time when you called me a couple of weeks ago,
Yes, ma'am.
it was an old email.
Yes.
But the phone numbers did not change.
Did not change.
And that was very, very important. And we talked and we enjoyed ourselves. And it is so good to reconnect with you all because
Yes.
Rosewood history has not changed.
Has not changed.
It's history. It's who we are. I have worked longer. I have done more and brought more forward so that our kids, it's probably their kids and their grandkids now that's reading about Rosewood. If they remember our lessons that we taught when I was there. So you were a teacher, am I right?
I was a commandant. I
Okay.
kind of oversaw the operations
Yeah.
of the academy, and I did it
Right.
for 5 years.
Right.
And we became #1 in the nation in
Really?
2005.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm proud of that.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
it's just so wonderful to reconnect with you again.
Yes.
And the impact that you made on those kids' lives, I'm sure that those kids are now, some of them in their 30s,
Yes.
they have not forgotten that.
Forgotten.
Yes.
Yes, and I would love for them to get in touch with me. Okay, and we do it all over again. And when I met with you, you told me, I have a young man, you got to meet him. His name is Bishop Selah.
Selah Bishop, that's okay.
Bishop Selah?
Selah Bishop.
Oh, Selah Bishop. Dr. Selah Bishop,
Yes,
right?
that's
Okay,
correct.
okay. I knew you had a title other than, okay. Yes, and here he is today, sitting here with us, and you're going to join our conversation.
Yes, I thank the Vice President of Major Taylor Cycling Club of North Florida,
Yes.
where we promote health with cycling at all levels, from beginner riders, intermediate riders, all the way up to advanced level riders.
Mm-hmm.
We participated in a little, like a pilot ride that we put together for the remembrance of Rosewood.
Yes.
We wanted to build on that, and person with the right information
Okay.
to get this information. So that when we start more rides in the future,
Okay.
we'll know that everybody has the right information going forward.
Perfect. And I'm
Yes.
excited. You know I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to. I don't ride, but I will ride.
Oh,
there.
we gotta get you on a bike. You can't. We can't have a riding event without you on a bike. If it's just for a few miles, that'll be all right. We'll make sure someone's there with you.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I can ride a bike, but I
Okay.
think I'm too old now.
Never too
Never
old.
too old. Never. We have riders that are 80, 90.
Okay.
Fly by us like we're moving slow.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so it's a challenge for me, right?
That's right. We're gonna put that challenge
I'll
out there
be
for you.
riding to. Are we going to ride to Rosewood?
It's a 10-mile ride from Cedar Key to Rosewood.
Yes, it is.
That's right. And you can do it.
Yes, I can.
That's right.
I will do it. And I'm looking forward to doing it, and looking forward to working with the people in Levy County, like the city commissioners of Cedar Key and the county commissioners of our Levy County.
Okay.
They need to be involved because
Yes.
I have contributed so much from the foundation toward giving scholarships
Yes.
for the Cedar Key high school kids. And you know Cedar Key is an all-white school, so we give scholarships, okay, diverse, and bring them in and involve the people and the community.
Yes.
It's not about me, it's not about being selfish, it's about history. That's who we
Right.
are.
Right.
Keeping it alive and telling it correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, with the climate the way it is today,
Mhm.
I think history is very important so it don't repeat itself.
Exactly.
And I think that the next generation has a better grasp and understanding.
Mhm.
And then I think today the older generation is trying to hold on to old power. But I really think with education and the knowledge of past history, this generation is an all-inclusive generation
Okay,
if they know the truth.
absolutely.
And you have to start with the truth,
Yes.
good or bad.
Yes.
And as Dr. Selah said, I'm just so excited about the opportunity that Major Taylor Cycling Club of North Florida can partner up with the Real Rosewood Foundation, because as we've talked numerous times since we reconnected over the phone, you have, the Black Wall Street ride. The cycling community is huge, and I know Dr. Bishop will talk more about that.
Yes.
But the cycling community as a whole is huge,
Right.
and you have signature rides for Black Wall Street. You have the Harriet Tubman ride, and right here in our backyard we have history, Rosewood. The history of Rosewood, and what better way than to partner up with the Real Rosewood Foundation and start our own signature ride every year.
Perfect. It sounds awesome to me because the Buffalo Soldiers,
Yep.
okay, they have their own rides. They have been to Rosewood. In fact, they were the first organization, motorcycle organization
Mhm.
to
Very
partner with us
Great.
in Rosewood. So this is really good, and they still talk about Rosewood. We still communicate. We've got to get the history out there.
Yes.
As I often say, it's not about me, history's who we are, and we've got to tell this history for the next generation.
That's right.
For your children, my children, great-grandchildren,
That's right.
okay? And color has nothing to do with it.
Not at all.
Black history is America's history, okay? We are all in this
Together.
And as you said, it was ugly history, very ugly. But I try to tell it positively,
Yes.
not accusing anybody today of what happened
Right.
yesterday. Because the people today did not create Rosewood,
That's right.
okay?
That's right.
And many of them want to be a part of it. This today is why I am sitting in Steve Spurrier's personal podcast room talking about Rosewood, because he too wants to know the history. He has been on my podcast. I interviewed him. He did an excellent job because he's supportive. And many other people that are too of his caliber are also
That's
willing to.
Shouldn't be afraid.
Right.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid.
Right.
Embrace it, learn from it, and let's continue to move forward.
We definitely thank the ball coach for that, you know, because
Yeah.
we know he's always been a part of the community,
Exactly.
and we know that just having him, working with us will bring this not just the cycling community here, but others here
Exactly.
to learn about Rosewood. You know, we don't want it just to be a cycling event. We want it to be a learning event.
A learning event for the
Yeah.
rest of our lives.
Yes.
And if we need to come here and host an event,
That would be
hey,
perfect.
this is a perfect
This
place.
is a perfect place. It's beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very nice.
Beautiful.
Just looking at the history in here, you can see all his history.
Yes.
His history.
And this is a one-man show.
Right.
His history. And then he's willing to reach out to help other people and saying to me, oh yes, I'm going to make sure we get the other people, the players, past, involved.
Right.
Because they too need to know about history. And I feel so honored to be among, the people who are willing to help with Rosewood. And now is a good time, I tell people also that I have produced a gun violence video. And I let people know it was because of guns. Okay, the
Right.
violence in Rosewood, just took charge, and now we are going to have to work together to resolve all of this violence. And because you are from Jacksonville,
Correct.
a couple of days ago, would you like to tell us about that experience in Jacksonville, what happened in Jacksonville because of hate?
It was definitely a very tragic experience that, to wake up and hear about a gunman using his hate for a certain group of people.
Yes.
He didn't just say, I'm going to go and just shoot anybody. He specifically targeted a certain group of people.
Like in black.
Like in black people.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not afraid to say what he did and who he killed, because those lives are lost.
Exactly.
The family members of those victims are grieving right now.
Yes.
They don't know what's going to happen the next day. The students at the college, at Waters University, are scared to come out of their dorms right now.
Yes.
So it's real. It's nothing to hide behind a veil, because we don't want to say black people. We don't want to say racist. We don't want to say racism. Those words are real.
Yes.
And it's going to take people outside of the box, outside of the community, to recognize and start saying these things.
Exactly.
So actions can happen, not just thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers are good. We need action.
We need action, and
We need action.
it's too late for prayers. It has already happened. And I look at it as another Rosewood on a smaller scale with a
Right.
different name.
And it could have been bigger. It could have been bigger.
It could have. They say he had the ammunition.
Right. He was strapped and ready to go.
Oh my God.
I mean, he had body armor. He was ready to protect himself from,
Okay.
if someone was to come at him.
Okay.
But, he already had his mind set up to take himself out at the end of the day. So,
Okay.
it's
But-
unfortunate that 3 people had to lose their life over his decision, his hate
Yes.
for black people, because he
Yes.
said it. That's
Yes.
not coming out of my mouth. That's not
Yes.
coming
Yes.
from the sheriff there in Jacksonville. That came from his manifest.
Okay. I hear you. Same thing happened in Rosewood. Hate.
Yes.
And it's just absolutely too much hate. Too much. And we're going to have to work collectively in unison to make sure we at least decrease, the hate for
Yeah.
each other.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's about time for our first half. We are going to head to a quick break, and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Attention all Gator fans, Meldon Law is giving away a chance to experience the Florida-Georgia game like never before. 2-night stay at the Hilton on the River, dinner at Ruth Chris Steakhouse, 2 premium tickets to the game, and a football signed by Coach Billy Napier, and much more. Go to the Meldon Law Facebook page and look for the VIP experience for 2. Good luck and go Gators!
I am Black History.
I am Rosewood Black History. I am Florida and America's Black History, and you are too.
January 1st, 1923, the KKK insurrectionists attacked Rosewood, killing 5, burning it down.
Because a white woman lied and cried, a black man assaulted me. Rosewood redevelopment is on its way.
Want to help? Visit rosewoodflorida.com.
Welcome back to Queen Lizzie Podcast, recorded right here at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Coach Spurrier's own podcast room. We are here today with Tracy Maxwell and Selah Bishop. The Queen Lizzie Podcast is brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, live from the Meldon Law Gator Studios at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Special thanks to Greg Bradley, Allstate Insurance. We are here today talking with friends from the past who I have met over the years, and we have worked together. We've gotten lost from each other, but we are back. And they drove in from Orange Park and Jacksonville to talk about history.
Yes, ma'am.
What we can do collectively to make history greater, to keep history alive, preserve it, tell it, share it with everybody that we know. The bad, the good, and the ugly is history. And our ancestors worked extremely hard, enslaved to get us from point A to point B. And they were geniuses.
Yes.
Okay, wisdom. Okay, they knew everything they needed to know to teach us what we know today. And I would often tell my mom or ask my mom why. My mother was so smart, and I couldn't understand why. I was a school teacher. She was the 8th grade scholar. She was smarter than me. And so one day she said to me, baby, it's because we're different. And I said, okay, tell me. She said, we are the only class of people that in America, our hair grows up. And I made sure today that you are able to see my hair. Okay, it doesn't grow down, it grows here up. And I said, well, what does that have to do with it? She said, it's closer to the sky, to the clouds, to God. It's reaching upward. Now, is it true? I don't know, but I didn't question it
I know you
because
didn't.
I had never thought of my hair. The only thing I remember growing up, it was so kinky. And I'm not embarrassed to say it was kinky. And I did not like for my hair to be combed. But this is what my mom told us. Now, is this the reason why black people are geniuses? I don't know. But it has other people thinking today. And
Yes.
I think this is the reason why some of the people are going after us. They can't control us.
Well, if I may, I always
Okay.
ask this question, Queen Mother, what is it about black people that we don't know about ourselves that other people know? I would like to know that answer, because it's obvious they know something that our young generation now don't know or don't understand, haven't been taught.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, they create a lot of confusion and chaos to keep us distracted.
Exactly.
A good friend of mine said, if you give us some sweetener and some monkey junk, then we're okay with all of that. But it's designed to keep you distracted
Okay.
versus focusing on what we need to focus on, which is a legacy and history. And I say that because long before John Singleton made the movie Rosewood,
Uh-huh.
I knew about Rosewood growing up in Taylor County, Perry, Florida, because my grandmother shared that story with me. So it's stories that's passed on that ingrains and buries deep inside with us, that helps us in our formative years. So I didn't need John Singleton. I'm great. The movie was great.
Yes.
But meeting you, learning the true history of Rosewood when you would come out to the camp and talk to the kids, I listened with an attentive ear. And every time I talk to you, I learn something new.
Yes. My story was always the same.
Yes.
Maybe with a few additional experiences
Yes.
that I forgot to tell you the first time, but it does not change.
That's
Speaking
right.
of Perry, wasn't there a massacre or conflict in Perry, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
One year in January before Rosewood,
Okay,
there was a Perry massacre.
okay.
From my understanding and reading about it, it was a white lady who was killed, and they found her body near a railroad track,
Yes.
somewhere between Perry and
Tallahassee
and
going
Patterson,
over.
somewhere
Yes,
there.
uh-huh.
Because I didn't know until I read at one time Perry and Madison was one county, and I read that and learned it, but it created in finding this lady's body. It created a massacre right there in Taylor County, in
Yes,
Perry, Florida. And that was 1 year
yes.
before Rosewood.
Is that right? I remember reading that.
And I'm just
And-
learning that today. Right now, I'm sitting
Oh,
with you too.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
never heard of that. Yeah.
okay,
Wow.
see, you learned something
Yes.
today. Yes.
Wow.
And every time, when I go, it's on Highway 27.
Yes.
And when I travel to Tallahassee, I never travel the interstate. I always travel 27 because I like to see it.
Country roads.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I cross that railroad track and I think about that
Mm.
each and every day. And there are so many massacres that we don't know,
Don't even know
about.
about. That's right.
McCoy in 1920 because people wanted to
To vote.
vote.
Yes.
Okay, and they were attacked. I don't know how many people were killed, but that's another thing. We're talking about Rosewood. I want you all people. We want you. If you are within the sound of our voices, please get out and vote.
Yes.
This year, if you vote
Absolutely.
absentee, you are going to have to re-register.
That's right.
Okay, if you have voted absentee in the past, it's no good. You're
No
going to
good.
have to redo it. So re-register to vote by mail. Our ancestors were not allowed to vote.
That's right.
Okay, so we are the people who need to vote for
Absolutely.
them in honor of them.
Right.
Because this year coming up at our next election, y'all hear me out there, okay? Get out and vote. My mom, before she passed, lots of grandchildren, we took a picture together, and she taught us to vote. She encouraged us to vote, vote, vote. These kids are now grown. When it's voting time, Auntie, oh, tell me who to vote for. I said, well, I don't need to tell you. Tell me, Auntie, take a picture, send me a copy of the ballot. I do that. Although I don't tell them who to vote for.
Right.
But they are interested in wanting to vote, so I can at least help to the best of my ability. Plus, my husband works at the poll, used to, and they know he was going to come home and tell me I didn't cease.
Right.
Cherie today voted, or whomever. So that's important too.
I started poll working as a poll worker in 2017. I've been working as a poll worker
Ever since.
Okay. Yeah.
Wonderful. And that was sad. I know we're talking about Rosewood, but that was sad what they did to the
Yes.
young lady. And yes, and talking and promoting. I got to promote my book. I just finished a book. It's called Lizzie's Rosewood Race. I sent the governor a copy, and I'm waiting for him to reply to my book. And I would like to meet him, okay? I saw him on television today. I want to meet him in person. I have a message for him, okay? It's a very pleasant message, and it is, and I will say it to him right now. You will not block Black history, okay? So you need to join the bandwagon. History is who we are. We made this history, and we're not going to take a back seat and allow you to ban our history. And you can find my book at Rosewood, Florida, www.rosewoodflorida.com. And while you're there, make a donation. We got a house, we got a museum to
Absolutely.
build. We got a bike, what do we call this bike? What is it?
Cycling.
Cycling. We have a cycling team out there that need to have space at our museum in Archer. We have 29 acres where we're going to build a museum, and if we need to hang my bike up in the museum until the next time, we're going to do that. So we're working hard together to make sure that Rosewood is an Archer landmark. It's already a Rosewood landmark because in 2004, I got in touch with Governor Jeb Bush, to his staff, to make sure Rosewood was a landmark. And as a result of my continuous calling, the staff and I worked together, and we made sure we got
Awesome.
the landmark there. Okay, that marker is there, it will forever be there. And I had to work hard, but it paid off. And the governor, at that time, Governor Jeb Bush, I want you all to hear me, audience. Governor Jeb Bush sent a letter, a proclamation, and a support letter. And I asked him if he would come to Rosewood and dedicate the historical marker. He agreed to come. I had the opportunity to introduce him. He was all about the work, about supporting the work that Black people had done. He invited us, each year we went to Tallahassee, my husband and I. John doesn't like to go. He enjoyed that. Drove me to Tallahassee. Each year during Black History Month, Governor Jeb Bush invited us into what he called our house, which was his mansion. We partied. When I say partied, we had food, we talked, we had a program. It was about humanity.
Right.
Okay, and that's what he did for us. And I appreciate this Governor Bush, former, but Governor Bush. And if anybody within the sound of my voice, please tell him I said that. A shout out to he and his wife. You just told me you met his wife.
Yes,
You had the opportunity to meet.
when I worked at Youth Challenge every year during the statewide prevention conference for drugs, Governor Bush and his office or his staff would invite my color guard team from Youth Challenge to come and open up. So I had the opportunity to meet the former Governor Bush several times and Miss Columba Bush. They were real nice people.
Exactly.
So it's just so wonderful to hear his dedication to the Real Rosewood Foundation and to you. And we need more leadership like that.
Exactly.
This divisive talk, because words have action.
I know.
Words, as you can see, words have action. And to hear that his leadership and the leadership of others, who are sitting in positions of power, who are willing to and understand and see the big picture, I think it's a great thing.
Sure is.
It is. And I was glad to hear you say that about her, because
Yes.
I know she was a perfect hostess.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, she had other people working for her in that mansion, but she was networking and meeting people. We knew she was not going to remember us, but it was the pleasantry of what she did as a first lady.
Yes.
Yes, and it was nice. And like I said, we still have our little ornaments, gifts that were given to us, even our name tags. Everybody had a name tag. Many people drove from all over the state of Florida, Black people, to participate in Black History Month at the state capitol.
That's right.
And the governor's mansion. Okay. What accolades to you, Governor Bush. And by the way, you all, he was a Republican governor. I am a Democrat. I am a diehard Democrat. But politics has nothing to do with history.
That's right.
History is who we are. And we're going to have to start respecting each other for who we are. We are better than all of the hate that is being programmed and shown out there. I'm tired of it. And together, if we work together, we can make a change.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to close now, but I have certainly enjoyed
Wonderful.
both of you.
So excited to see you.
Yes.
It's
absolutely.
same
And
here.
you're still looking good.
Okay,
And you still got that fire. Don't give up that fire.
I will not.
Stay in the fight.
I will stay in the fight, and I appreciate you all fighting with me.
Absolutely. And we stand on your shoulders
Oh,
and the
thank
shoulders
you.
of our ancestors.
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
my God, we appreciate it. Very much appreciate
Sitting
it.
next to history.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you are welcome. You are welcome. I'm excited. I am continuously humbled, honored, and blessed to meet people daily and invite them to join in peace building, healing, and reconciliation through learning about the history of Rosewood. That will wrap up today's episode. I am Queen Lizzie. Until next time, goodbye.